Hi, my name is Laura Corin in SCDE's Office of IT. I've worked with several of you on issuing employability credentials and thought it might be helpful to create a document that shows each of these pieces and where they are. So that's what this is. I've separated these lists into what's needed for students who are seeking the credential, and then what's needed for students who have earned the credential, who've finished all the requirements and have officially earned. So I'll go through those and where they are in PowerSchool in just a moment, but also just noting that this will be a PDF by the time I share it out with y'all, and that this video I'm recording right now will be linked right here where it says video walkthrough. And then I've also got some policy and further documentation here. The regulation documenting employability credentials is here. There's also the website with more information right here. If you've got questions about requirements or content, you can ask those of Kim Watkins, our contact in the Office of Special Education Services. Her email address is right here. For questions about how to code things in PowerSchool or if SCDE has received the data, you can ask me those. Here's my email address, or this PowerSchool email address will take you to my whole team. So that's those. And one other thing before I go into PowerSchool is to note that once a district is aware a student is seeking the credential, please start coding that then. Don't wait until a student is in 12th grade or is about to be finished with all the requirements to start coding. For the purposes of issuing credentials, we're only looking at 12th graders, but if you know in 9th grade that a student is seeking, please go ahead and start coding that then. So I'm going to go into PowerSchool now. I'm in the district office. It's fine if you're at the school. I'm in the current year, and I've already selected my 12th graders. You might be doing this for several different students. I'm just going to show you what it looks like for one student. So here's the student I've been working on, and I'm going to go to her South Carolina student information page. If you don't know how to get to that page, or you don't automatically go there when you select your student, you can get there by clicking compliance on the side and then South Carolina student information. And that will pop up for you here. So let's look at our list of data needs for students seeking the credential. First thing is grade or true grade of 12. So grade actually shows here, grade 12. You can't edit that on this page. That's edited on the school enrollment tab. And if that needs to be changed, you would need to completely edit a student's enrollment. But whatever it's been entered on this school enrollment page will show here. So we're looking to issue students their employability credentials based on if they're in 12th grade, or there are a few situations in which a student has a true grade. This is not terribly common, but it does happen. If there are questions about how to use the true grade field, please reach out to me at this email address or the PowerSchool email address here, and we can talk more details about that. But for now, I'll just say that if a student has true grade of 12, then their grade here is not going to say 12, but it still would be appropriate for them to be working towards the employability credential. So that's why we look at both. Either one of those as value of 12 would suffice. So that I've got instructional setting needs to be SE. So that's right here next to the true grade field. Actually did not code that correctly for the student, so I'll fix it right now. SE is special ed full year, and that's what we're looking for. If it's not that for a student who's seeking the employability credential, will not be able to pick it up using our coding. So please have that selected. The next thing is seeking employability credential checked. So that's a little bit lower here under academic goals, seeking employability credential for transcript checked. So you'll notice that the seeking diploma type box is blank when seeking employability credential is checked, and that is to be expected. That is totally fine. There should not be a situation in which a student is seeking employability credential and high school diploma at the same time. They could both be earned by a student, but not in the same year. Um, so also want to look at the values in here because there used to be this value of E that's now grayed out. If a student was seeking the credential, that's no longer a valid value. So you'll see it, but you're not able to select it, and that is intentional. So some districts use a district award document, and it could be that a student receives both the district award document and employability credential. So it's fine for either N or blank would be expected values in this seeking diploma type field when seeking employability credential is also checked. So the other thing for employability credential is the date entered. So that's here in this earned section. Here's the field employability credential date. Don't let it scare you that this says earned. Entering a date here does not mean that a student has finished all the requirements. It means that a student is projected to have earned employability credential by whatever date. So when we're getting ready to issue these credentials, we look for this date to be in the current year. So that, and then the other thing, the last thing for students seeking the credential is postgraduate email populated. So that's here in the 9th grade code section. And we look for that to be not a school issued email address, but one that a student can access after they've graduated and moved on. We also look for regular valid email format. So sometimes there will be a space in the middle of an email address, and that means that that email address isn't valid and it won't receive a credential if I issue to it. So there are some level data validations looking at that. Please ensure that it's a valid email address and that it's not a school issued email address. So I've got those notes there too. That's all that's needed for when a student is seeking the employability credential. Once a student has earned, once they've finished completing all requirements and they're good to go, you'll want to you'll look right here, all the above plus employability credential earned checked. So the earned is right here under earned employability credential earned. So that tells SC to either not only working towards the credential, but that they have finished and they are ready to get the paper and have their credential emailed to them. That means everything is final. So check that, and that should be all you need to do besides submitting the page right here. So I usually submit it in the middle of the page right there where I just did, as well as scrolling down to the bottom of the page and just double checking that everything went through. So once you've made any changes to this, you'll want to communicate with your PowerSchool administrator and say, I made some changes to employability credential for this student or these students. Please publish that to EdFi. And once data has been published to EdFi, usually the day after, sometimes 2 days after, I can check on the SCDE end and confirm that data has been received. If not, I'll troubleshoot with your PowerSchool administrator and figure out what we need. But those are the coding pieces needed for a student to either be shown as seeking or having earned the credential. So thank you. Let me know if you have any questions. Here's my email address again. And congratulations to you and your students for all of their hard work.